Welcome back to Crypto Today, everything decentralized. Today we're going to be talking about Pundi X, a successful start. Today's officially the first day that we have been able to swap our NPXS, NPXS tokens for Function X. And as it turns out, like some of you have mentioned in some of my earlier videos, the same countries that are excluded from staking are also unable to swap. And I personally was looking forward to this, but since I'm in the USA, I'm unable to swap or stake. But basically, all of these countries that are excluded, we'll just basically have to wait till the end, till all of this is over, to get our hands on Function X tokens. Now, it appears that the token burn due to the swap has already affected the price of NPXS slightly, and as more are swapped, I believe that we can continue to see the price move up slightly. Now, if for those of you that are unaware, basically every NPXS tokens that is used to swap for Function X will get burned from the total supply of NPXS, and this is essentially one of the ways that the FunctionX ecosystem is trying to improve and strengthen the NPXS ecosystem already before it is even out. Now, a quick and important note that a few of you have been wondering, and that is basically what is the total amount of FunctionX tokens, and we have it right here in front of us. I'm actually going to leave a link in the description below to this site in case you want to look at this and maybe look a little bit more in depth about how the distribution is going to work. Now, basically, there's 378,604,000 with 524 FunctionX tokens, and compared to the NPXS max supply, this is pretty lucrative because as we know in the real world, typically the more there is of something, typically the less value it has. However, I do believe that NPXS will gain more value as time goes on, especially as more XPOS devices are deployed, and especially when the FunctionX ecosystem begins to help improve the NPXS ecosystem. Now, this is something that I've been thinking about for a while, and it's basically like what happens if we have a bull run that is backed up by utility and use case. I believe that the tokens that have a utility and a use case, an everyday use case, I believe that if a bull run like that is to start, I believe that we're definitely going to see a massive growth, especially since we already have XPOS devices deployed and things like that. Now, something to keep in mind is that basically the Pundi X team, they have said that their goal is essentially to have at least 100,000 XPOS devices by 2021. Now, keep in mind that most of us, and even myself, I don't really know the process that it takes in order to be able to deploy these XPOS devices and basically be able to target specific markets. I'm pretty sure it's a little more complicated than some of us may think, including myself. But I believe that that is definitely getting done. So don't I feel like sometimes we get a little bit impatient, and that's something that I feel like each individual person has to work on, because as long as they're showing us progress, I feel like that is all that matters. Because you got to think about it, the whole cryptocurrency market is essentially down from where it was in 2017. So I think this is just basically flowing normally compared to like the rest of the market. And like somebody has stated, we already have a working device, which is something that most cryptocurrencies do not have. That's just something also to keep in mind. Now, this has truly been a successful start for the token swap because I believe that it didn't even last an hour before the cap was reached. And basically what the team is doing, they're basically allocating a specific amount of FunctionX tokens that are able to be swapped on a daily basis. So basically today there was 2,839,000 with 533 FunctionX tokens that were up for grabs. Well, not up for grabs, but you know what I mean by that. You were able to swap to obtain these. And I don't even think that lasted an hour. So basically, the reason I'm saying this is because if you're planning on swapping some of your NPXS SIM tokens for the FunctionX token, you probably want to be awake within the first or log into the app within like the first 5 minutes of the first hour of the day of the next day. And that's just something to keep in mind in case you want to do this, because I believe that the FunctionX tokens, the cap is probably going to be reached within the first 30 minutes to an hour each day that it is able to be swapped. But guys, that pretty much covers it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.